first of all, thank you very much for doing this.
Thank
I
you for the
appreciate
invite.
it.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Darrin and I have known each other for quite a while, like I said, in the open. And Darrin tells a really nice story about who DAS Spain is. DAS North America, DAS Audio North America, is an extension of Domain Behemoth in Spain.
Yeah,
Tell us a little about who DAS is to our audience, and about who you are and what you do for them as well, Darrin.
all right. Well, DAS Audio, believe it or not, have been around since 1971 in Valencia, Spain, and it is still a family-owned and operated company. So there's not like a board of investors or some hidden, board guys that we have to answer to when it comes to profits and loss and all that kind of stuff that typically drive what manufacturing and audio is nowadays. So we're family owned and we're very proud of that, and that we have the CFO and CEO who work together hand in hand. He's now co-CEO, and we have head of engineering who is now also CEO as well. And he is the nephew of the founder of DAS Audio. So Don Juan, that's really his name, Don Juan, is
love that.
the
I need to meet
originator
him.
and founder of DAS Audio. And it came out of a passion of audio and a passion of love of sound and engineering. He wanted to be able to manufacture a speaker system for his dad's band, and he started basically making speakers at home like a lot of other guys that are into the audio business. And he kept at it, and he had more and more outside companies and other businesses, venues, government contacting him saying, hey, I heard you make speakers. At a particular point in time in Spain, it was hard to get electronics from outside the country into the country. And this is also in the early days of the disco boom, which originally, this is before Ibiza. So for people who are like into the club scene and have a little bit of understanding of what Ibiza is, this is before Ibiza. Valencia was actually the nightlife hub in Spain. And that is kind of where and why we originated, how we originated, was manufacturing high-end systems. Back in the day, everything was dynamics and audio, hi-fi sound, high fidelity. Thus, being the global thinker that Juan was, he wanted something that was universal, something that the English language could transcend globally, which was very popular, and that hi-fi and definition and dynamics was the key buzzword. So DAS actually stands for Dynamics and Sound. And with Dynamics and Sound, DAS Audio was born. And we're still the same family company. And we've actually just grown down the block in Valencia. It started out in one building, then grew to the building next door. Then we brought in a wood manufacturing shop, and then we expanded in electronics manufacturing, and literally just grew down the block in Valencia, Spain. So we're still in the same neighborhood, and we're still manufacturing from Valencia, Spain. So it's DAS Audio, and proudly manufactured in Valencia, Spain, but enjoyed globally since 1971. We are kind of late to the game in the column array, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'm kind of glad we took our time and did it right, because we saw and we took a lot of feedback and a lot of information from guys like you, people that we've worked with and seen in the market for years. We've got a large group of ambassadors, and we take a lot of feedback and we boil it down and make sure that when we come out with a product, we want to address the needs of the market. We don't want to just, hey, stick this driver in this cabinet and stamp our name on it and slap it out there and send it to the market and see who buys it. We don't do that. We've never really done that. We have a very organic approach to our audio process. Another reason why the majority of our cabinets are wood, and even the sub in the Duo 20A is a wood sub. It's a dual 10-inch, but it is a wood sub. Now the top column piece, as you can see here, is a plastic piece. But we wanted to listen to what the market's complaints were and address them. And one of the biggest things was that, hey, it sounds good, but I can't really turn it up. It's not high SPL. it sounds okay at low volumes or in a small room, but when I bring it outdoors, it just disappears. Or when I get 50 people in the middle of the room, I can't hear the system. So that was the core of what we were trying to achieve and address. A high SPL system that you could hear far away and that gave you the clarity that you typically don't get in your average column. So yes, to answer the question you're popping up there, what makes the DOS column different? Three-way, still very portable and very light. We have high definition stereo Bluetooth. You can connect a pair of these columns in high definition stereo, full fidelity, and I can go a good 60 meters away with the source and still get all of the audio. Plus, we have control. We have an app called DOS-Link GM. You could connect 32 of these columns together and actually put them in different zones and configure them how you wish. I want to bring up, let me show you, if you can. This comes with backpack, and you also have two handles. It's pretty lightweight for what it is, between the 10A and the 20A. Double handles on both the 10A and the 20A. And the optional dolly board or pallet. So I'm actually going to skip down a little bit and show you some of the control features that I was referring to and show you the app. But actually, before I do that, let me show you this micro compression driver. That is one of the biggest things. That little driver is a micro compression driver along with 4 of the 3-inch drivers and then 2 of the 10-inch drivers, gives us a 3-way system, and there's not a lot of 3-way systems on the market. It's basically us and one other player that you'll find on the market, especially when it comes to the retail environment. And because we have a horn, we have 50 degrees of vertical coverage. So 100 degrees is roughly the average for a column, but everyone else you'll find is pretty much 30 degrees, which is not a lot of vertical coverage, which means the minute you get enough people in front of that coverage area, they're going to absorb that frequency, and you're not going to get audio from the front to the back of the room. So again, 3-way system, high SPL, high output, you're looking at like 127 dB. Very good coverage horizontally and vertically, and a lot of bells and whistles under the hood as far as the features are concerned on it. But we have this little beautiful app called DOS-Link, and this is really neat for guys who are deploying a larger system, a lot of different columns. It doesn't only work with the columns. You could have point source speakers. We even have a fixed curve array in the Vantech series called the Vantech 20A, and that you can even control everything you would normally do on the back of the speaker. You can actually use your app and control it. So that's the DOS-Link GM app. Everything you do on the column, you can actually go in and control with the touch of a button with your phone or your tablet. So those are just some of the things. There's even more, but those I would consider the biggest differences between us and the competition or what you'd see out there in the market.